Welcome to our channel. We were here a week before Hurricane Ian on San Carlos Island, which is just north of Fort Myers Beach. You can see that the shrimp boats that were on the bay are now on top of mobile homes. And we're going to go through and show this before and after of what it looked like before and what it looks like after. You can see that this large carport was complete, and now it is no longer in that condition. So on this video, I'm just going to show you guys clips that were taken 1 week before and then 3 weeks after. So it'll give you an idea of what took place. You can see we were eating at this restaurant here with my wife. Beautiful restaurant. This is all again on San Carlos Island. There it is after the hurricane. So this will give you a pretty good idea. And again, you'll notice that there was no homeless people living underneath the bridge. It was nice and clean underneath the bridge. But after the hurricane, all the people that lost their mobile homes are now living in tents underneath the bridge. This is the bridge that goes into Fort Myers Beach. You can see this Escalade here was actually there before the hurricane, except for now the storm surge tossed it around. You'll see also that the bridge has boats underneath it that were not there before the hurricane. So this should give you a pretty good idea of what it was like before. You can see that Escalade that I mentioned earlier parked right there in a parking spot. Looks like after the hurricane it floated into a different position, so it might be a vehicle that nobody was using. You'll see here these businesses somehow survived. I guess the bridge might have protected these businesses. Here they are before the hurricane. Only difference is that there's going to be a boat right there later on. Right in that opening right there's going to be a boat. But this business, Bonita Bill, survived. Incredibly survived. I don't know if the bridge, maybe that pier on the underneath the bridge prevented the storm surge debris from just destroying these restaurants. But these restaurants, I almost imagine they would all be completely gone. But these structures actually survived, which is miraculous considering all the destruction around this area. But it looks like this building right here survived too. I thought that building would be gone, and somehow it came out intact. So it seems like the storm surge might have kind of been blocked by that fishing pier, keeping the boats from slamming. There it is, that building, the same building. It's an older building. I guess they were remodeling it before the hurricane. There's the fish company back again. So a lot of this stuff survived. Incredibly, this building survived. So it seems like you could say that this little area did really well considering what was going on around it. And my guess is that when the storm surge came in, that concrete bridge and that pier that's underneath the bridge helped a lot of the debris not hit. So you can see the boat right there where I mentioned, where I'm pointing at it right there. So surprisingly, these restaurants made it. I assumed they would have been destroyed by the shrimp boats, but the shrimp boats actually went a little bit further to the left of there. But there's still a boat there, so that boat would have gone right through those buildings. But that bridge, that little fishing pier, actually prevented all that debris from hitting the businesses. But you can see when the storm surge washed back out that the water dug underneath the fishing pier staircase, which I remember before the hurricane was already a little bit twisted, but it's definitely a little bit damaged now. You'll notice here as well, activity life, cars parked underneath the bridge. There's the restaurant we ate at before the hurricane. And in a few seconds, we'll see after the hurricane. You'll notice that the trees are completely gone, destroyed for the most part, but the restaurant structure is still there, but there's a lot of debris to clean up. Look at this blue mobile home right here. You can see it was nice and clean around it. And when we look at the after footage, you'll see how much debris is in this little area. All that floated from other places from the storm surge. You can also see that the mobile home perhaps maybe snapped in half somewhere in the middle. You can see that the roof's not straight, so that little blue mobile home suffered a lot. This area here is almost unrecognizable. You'll see the clip here of what it looks like now. It doesn't even look like the same place. I try to match these up as well as I could for you guys, but there's some clips that are going to be impossible to match up. Back to that blue mobile home again that we saw earlier. Beautiful community. We were able to enter this community before the hurricane, but after the hurricane, they put up a owners are armed sign. You can see it right there on the right. So we weren't able to enter. It says private property, armed owners, so we weren't able to go back in there, but you can see the difference. This is kind of like a little clubhouse, so you can see it there before the hurricane. and unfortunately it looks nothing like it afterwards. You can see even the fence was kind of plowed out of the way. Now, as far as the mobile home parks, I'm not going to do before and after of individual buildings because we were all out into these areas before. But look at this mobile home right here with the front porch. You can see it there in the back, right there in the back, right there in the left corner. So you can see that about 3 of those mobile homes are just completely gone. But for the remainder of this video, I'm not going to show you exact site-by-site comparisons because some of the mobile home parks that we went into after, I mean, it's the same little 1 square mile area, but some of the streets we were on before the hurricane are now posted do not enter, so we can't go back in there. So you're within like a same less than a mile away, but some of the parks we were in afterwards were not posted, but before they were, and vice versa. So it's almost impossible to give you a site-by-site comparison of the mobile home parks after the hurricane because, again, they've posted up new signs in places you were allowed to go in. Now you're not allowed to go in, so we're still within the same little area. I wish I could show you like a building-by-building scenario like I did with the rest of the video. But again, with the mobile home parks, there's some areas that are inaccessible, and there's places that did not have a no trespassing sign, so we were able to get in before, but now we weren't able to. If you look at that structure again there on the left, I know I already played this clip, but I'll play it back again so you guys can understand what happened to that structure. You can see it from the bridge. It looks really, it's like 4 or 5 stories tall. So there it is, guys. That's the difference between before and after the hurricane. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe.